that just excites me to go out there, have a scrap, get hurt. That's me, so that's all excites me.
Yeah, it's going to be a great fight. Both highly experienced, world-class fighters. PFL are in for a treat. They couldn't have made a better matchup really for the first one.
This is Talkin' presented by Dude Wipes. I'm here with our co-main event, PFL veteran and 2022 featherweight champion Brendan Loughnane and Bellator newcomer to the PFL regular season, Pedro Carvalho, who will be fighting each other in the Smart Cage on Friday. But first, I want to get some talking out of you guys, which I know is a little challenging because you told me earlier this week you're not going to talk and I spent some time with you and you seem like a pretty nice guy, but you did both train with one of the greatest talkers in MMA history, and that is Conor McGregor. So aside from working on sparring and different techniques, did he give you any insight on how to be an elite talker?
I don't want to, you know what, I'm going to be honest, I don't want to waste everyone's time here, but you ain't going to get the talk out of me today. It's one of them ones, you know, sometimes when I don't like the person, it's very easy, but I respect him, respect his team. You know, I know his coaches, great people. So, yeah, there's no talk from me. Unfortunately, sometimes there has been in the past, but this one, I can only give positive feedback.
But has Conor ever just like gone to you and be like, dude, get mean, get creative?
I'd love to be that guy, but I feel like you're not your authentic self. And sometimes I'm that guy. We've all seen me against Chris Wade and other people. I'll give it.
Face forward.
But this time, you know, I've chosen, like, I think there's a lot of respect involved in this fight, let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, the team and Brendan and back and forth always, you know, this is for me, as I remember back in the day when I was fighting with Patricio, you know, Brendan was supporting me, and then when he went to the PFL final, I was supporting him. And I think this is the type of fights that I love because we don't need to talk against each other, because we know he's like a kind of a samurai code. We know when it's time to go, we go. We don't need to kind of get personal about it. So I think that's even the best fights are like that, because a lot of times you see a lot of promo behind it, and when it's time, nothing happens. I do think these are the best possible fights because we are just focused on fighting, and the respect is there. We'll fight, we're gonna have a fight, and maybe we drink a beer on the end.
Yeah.
But when you found out that you were going to be fighting the 2022 champion as, you know, your debut to the regular season, what was your initial reaction?
Like, my eyes were already on Brendan because he's a former champion. So of course, I've always been like that in Bellator. You can see my resume. Like every time I have to ask someone to fight, I ask the guys on top. You know, I never look down. I always look on top. And Brendan, of course, was one of those names because he's a former champion, and he's probably the most experienced guy in seasons of PFL because he's been doing for quite some time. So of course, he was one of the names, and I was happy with because I know I'm gonna get a fight, you know, and that's exciting. I know I'm not gonna get there, but we both have to be smart, of course. During the fight, you have to make smart decisions, but at the same time, I know I'm gonna get a fight out of him, and that just excites me to go out there, have a scrap, get hurt. That's me, so that's all excites me.
Do you think Pedro is ready, prepared to have those 4 fights a year? Do you think he has what it takes and he knows what he's getting himself into?
Doesn't matter right now because this is the first fight anyway, so he's trained like a normal fight, so have I. So nothing really matters at this point, but come the 2nd, 3rd and 4th is when them testing waters will come for the Bellator fighters.
How have you been preparing?
Well, it's like Brendan said, this is the first fight, so we're just preparing like a normal fight, and the adjustments will be made after this first fight, after the second fight, and so on, because right now we're just fresh. Right now, every single fighter that's gonna fight on Friday, it's the best version. And then after that, it's when adjustments have to start to be made. But at the same time, I do think, first, I had the experience in Portugal. You know, I did like a couple of pro K1 tournaments, and like in the weekend, do 3 fights in the weekend, not get paid at all, just for the crack of it. And I do think that this type of format, even though you have to be very smart, very intelligent the way you approach it, I think it suits very good warriors guys. You know, guys that are not athletes, they are fighters, you know, and that's how I see myself. I see myself, I try to become the best athlete possible so I can become the best possible fighter. And that's, you know, I just warned, you know, I consider myself like I'm a dog, you know, and doesn't matter how many times I get kicked, I'll always come back. And like I say, I think this type of format suits me. Besides, after my last fight, one of the things that I asked for is be more active, so I got what I wished for.
Yes, you did. But what can we expect to see out of both of you in the Smart Cage on Friday night? Do you have any fight night predictions?
Yeah, win. That's it. That's the only prediction I want to bring for this fight. And I do know that we're going to have a great fight. The fans going to be delighted because we both bring it. And it's going to be 100%. I'll put my money there. It's going to be a great, great fight.
Same, brother. Yeah, it's going to be a great fight. Both highly experienced, world-class fighters. PFL are in for a treat. They couldn't have made a better matchup, really, for the first one. No one's going to try and stall fights, and you're going to get all-out action. So tune in Friday night, ESPN. Let's go.
That's it.
And this has been another friendly episode of
This wasn't talking, it was talking nice.